Hey guys, it's Brooke here. I'm sorry it's taken me so long to do a second video, but life has been crazy for me. I've had a lot going on, so I figured I'd do like a quick video while I had some free time. So just to kind of give everyone an update, my name is Brooke. I'm 34. I had gastric bypass RnY on August 24th, 2016. I was weighing in at 296, and yesterday I weighed in at 199. Yes, 199, which is a total of 97 pounds lost, which is just crazy to me in 7 months how much has changed. And it has been a crazy ride. But needless to say, I figured this video I would make it just about my weight loss surgery experience and whatnot. So then we can move on to other things. But needless to say, I was terrified about having this surgery. I remember the weekend before going out with friends and talking to them about my concerns. I think I even broke down crying at one point just because I was scared I was making a bad decision and just questioning why couldn't I have done it on my own. And so it was hard. But needless to say, I kept trucking. I kept doing, what I was supposed to do. And I did my prep the day before, which, lordy, that prep. It was kind of funny actually because they said, oh, if you do your prep at this time and you don't start going to the bathroom to clean out by this time, then you need to drink more prep. Well, that's what happened to me. I didn't start going, so I drank more prep. Well, next thing you know, I was going all night into the morning, and I was like, oh my god, I don't want to have this on the table. Like, this will be embarrassing. But needless to say, everything was fine, and I was cleaned out, and it was good. But even up to the morning of surgery, I mean, I even said to Dave, I was like, I don't know if I should do this. Like, maybe I could just tell him I'm sick and I, can't come. And he told me, he's like, no, Brooke, we need, you need to do this. I want you around for forever, which I'm like, you crazy boy. But no, anyways, because I am a handful. But needless to say, I went in, and they literally were very quick on getting you into your gown and your footy little socks, non-slip socks, and getting the IV started. And before I knew it, the anesthesiologist was coming in and the doctor came in, and everyone's just checking in and making sure everything's good. And next thing I know, I'm in the operating room, and I woke up in the recovery room. I do remember they had me laying flat, and it was very uncomfortable, and I felt like so much pressure in my chest and in my stomach. And I remember crying because it was just so much, and they were like, well, your blood pressure keeps dropping when you're sitting up, so we have to keep you laying down for a while. And I just remember thinking oh my god, this is horrible. And so finally, I think 2 hours later, I got to go into my room, which was where Dave got to finally hang out with me. He did get to see me in recovery for about 10 minutes, but that was it, and then they took him away. And then I got in my room, and pretty much, I mean, the first day was a blur because you're on so many meds. I do remember my friends coming to visit, and I remember getting a selfie with one, which God knows I looked like I had been through some major surgery. So needless to say, everything went well. I mean, they had me up walking 8 hours later. And I mean, it was painful. Your first getting up it's like if you've had a C-section, when you're getting up, all those muscles are really sore. So to stand up straight, it's pretty painful. But once you start standing up straight and, walking, it does help make things move and you feel a lot better faster. So I really encourage that. I know it sucks and I know it's painful, but this is the start of our journey. And, go into it with a positive attitude and that you're going to beat this and you're going to win and you're going to be awesome. And the faster you start moving, the better you're going to be. So needless to say, I was pretty much walking like 2 to 3 laps by the next day, like the end of next day. So, and I was there only for 2 nights, and I got to go home on the 3rd day. And that was good. And I did really well. Everything was fine. I felt pretty good. I went home with liquid pain meds. And then I started having some problems, where no matter what I drank, and this was like probably 2 to 3 days after I got home, I started having issues where everything I drank would go right through me, and I would end up having like almost like the dumping syndrome just from water. And I started realizing like 2 days in, I was like, man, I'm really feeling, I'm feeling pretty sick. Like it's just not going away. And then I started feeling really lightheaded, probably by like the 4 or 5 day mark from being home. And so needless to say, I kept calling the on-call doctor because that's when we had that, I can't remember if it was a tropical storm or I think it was a tropical storm come through. And it was right before Labor Day. And so the office was closed all day. So I kept calling the on-call doctor, and needless to say, he kept saying, oh, try, Gatorade 2 or G2, and then try this and try that and drink broth, and nothing was working. Everything was making me sick. So I ended up Labor Day going into the hospital for what I thought was just fluids, because all my symptoms got really, they just got worse. I had dry mouth. I felt really lightheaded. I had heart palpitations, nausea, and so they're like, let's just have you come in. We'll test you for all sorts of stomach stuff and see if you have anything going on. Needless to say, they put me on. They came in, they tested me, they put me on fluids, and next thing you know, the doctor comes in and says, well, we want to admit you. And I was like, oh hell no. I was pissed, and my mom was there with me, and I was like, I'm not prepared for this. Like, first off, for those that don't know me, I am the biggest germaphobe person in hospitals. Like, it takes every bit of me not to have an anxiety attack in a hospital or doctor setting. Like, I freak out. Yet, I want to be a nurse. Figure that one. But anyways, maybe exposure therapy will be good for me. So I was like, I need to call my husband. I didn't, prepare my children for this. Like, they had a hard time with me being gone the last time. And so I ended up getting admitted, but I had stipulations. I told them, do not put me next to any contact precaution people, because if I got something from someone not washing their hands when I was here first, I'm going to be pissed. So I guess, and also my other stipulation was I need a Xanax because I'm about to lose it. So that's what happened. The doctor went upstairs and talked to the floor, and they made sure they kept me away from contact precautions. They had a Xanax pretty much waiting for me, 2 different prescriptions, because they didn't know what level I needed. And then I had to call my friend. Thank the Lord, my girlfriend LaDonna was amazing, and she came up and brought me a phone charger and my clothes and things like that, because I had nothing. I didn't bring anything because I didn't think I was going to be admitted. And so she hung out with me for a little bit, kind of calmed me down. And then pretty much they just kept pumping me with fluids and vitamins, because at that point it had been about 2 weeks and I had no fluids in me. I didn't get any protein in me. I had no vitamins getting in me, so they were concerned about all of that. And so yeah, that's pretty much what I did. So the next day the doctors come in, and I literally was like standing there, ugly cry, boo-hooing, because I felt like, what the heck? Like, I didn't trade my fat life in for this. And I literally told the doctors that. I said, I will refinance my house and pay you guys cash, or if you're not going to do it, I'll find someone to reverse this, because I did not trade my fat life in for this. I am not going to live my life sick every day. And they're like, no, 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 Brooke, like, it'll get better, I promise. You know, this is just a bump in the road. And, you know, at that point, you're not really in the right mind. I haven't had any food in me in 2 weeks. So it was rough. So the next day, because originally I was only supposed to be there 1 day, I ended up being there a total of 4 days. I was not happy at all. So the second day, they send in a psychologist twice, once in the morning and once in the evening. And in the middle of that, I had the doctors come in. And at that point, I had just gotten my lunch tray, and they messed up and put a fruit cup on my tray. And I thought, you know, what's the worst that can happen? If anything's going to happen, at least I'm in the hospital. I'm going to try to eat this fruit cup. I'm going to eat a little bit, and I'm going to see if it helps my stomach issue. Sure enough, yes. Did I still have a stomach issue? Yes, but it was better. It wasn't the same situation. And so when the doctors came in, I was like, hey, I know I'm not supposed to have fruit cups right now, but I ate some fruit cup, and it helped my problem. And so we need to get a better plan. And so that's when they said, okay, let's go ahead and change your diet to a modified brat diet. So they put me on graham crackers and applesauce with fiber, like benefiber. Well, they had like the really bad fiber. It wasn't like benefiber. Benefiber, mixes really well. This one did not mix very well at all. It was pretty nasty. Anyways, so with that, it completely helped my problem. So they were like, okay, then we want to monitor you for 24 more hours, and if everything goes well, then we'll release you. And so I was like, all right, that sounds good. So pretty much that's what happened. I got finally released the following day, because at that point it was my 3rd day there. And they had pumped me. I think I had like 9 bags of fluid, 9 or 10 between the 4 days, with vitamins every day. And I felt really good leaving. I felt like we had a plan. But I still, like, mentally was really exhausted and had a lot of regret. And so with that, I want people to know it is normal to feel that way, because you are literally changing everything you know. You are going to be going through remorse for the fact that you can't eat the foods you used to eat. I'm personally a emotional eater. So with that, I had to face my emotions. And, it was hard. It was a very hard situation to go through. So I got discharged on a Thursday. Some things happened family-wise, which was really hard. It kind of hurt my feelings pretty deeply, after that, because of being in the hospital. And then, so I had to deal with that without eating, which was really hard for me. And then that Monday, my aunt, it was like probably one of the hardest things I had to go through. My aunt went into hospice because she, at that, like right before surgery, she actually got diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and they found out that it had spread. And needless to say, that Monday, my mom called and was like, Veronica's going to hospice. And so I felt like it was important for us to go up there and see her, because, once they're in hospice, it's just a matter of time. And so we went up there, and, the normal thing to do, which people were doing around me, was eat. Hospice has cookies and hot chocolate and coffee and soda and juice and all these things that I personally could not have. And normally I would be eating and drinking and doing all that just to kind of deal with the emotions that are coming with all the, this situation. And so, I'm sitting there like, okay, where's my water, I guess, you know? And so it was really, really a hard situation because I just never expected to deal with such a hard situation so early on. My aunt was amazing, and it sucks that like the cancer went so fast. Like she had it 5 weeks. We found out 5 weeks. And so I really had a lot of regret because I thought, man, I didn't spend any time with her after surgery because I was so sick. And I really regretted that. And I still regret that because I don't get that time back with her. So it's hard. There are hard days because of that. But, you know, I know she's not in pain anymore, so I know it's where it needs to be. But, anyways, so having to deal with all of those emotions was like hard. So fast forward from that horrible time in my life, seeing my mom go through all that, and it really challenged me. But what helped me in the sense was my mom went with me to a post-op support group. And I went in there and I was crying and I was just like, I think I did the wrong thing and I don't think I'm ever going to be the same. Like, I feel like I don't know. Like, I really believe if it wasn't for my support group, that I don't know if I would have been here anymore. Like, I was that depressed from the surgery. And the doctors had said it was mainly because it's almost like those people that are on Naked and Afraid, which Dave brought this up actually at the doctor's appointment. And because that following Monday morning, we had a doctor's appointment with my doctor. And he had asked them, is it like when people are on Naked and Afraid and they kind of go a little loopy because of everything going on and, not eating? And they said that's exactly what it is. Everything's going to your organs and your brain is just completely exhausted and it doesn't know what to think. And so you do tend to battle some anxiety, depression, regret, all these things. So, and then to lose my aunt that night, it was like, wow, because she ended up I'm so thankful I did get to see her, that night because she did pass away that night after we all left. So, needless to say, I went to the support group not like a couple days later, and there was this one lady, and I wish I knew her name because she kicked me in my ass. Okay? I'm sitting in there crying, just hating life in general. And that is not my personality. Those that know me know I'm like the most positive person and love to make people smile. And I was horrible. So anyways, she kind of kicked me in my butt. She was like, you need to put your big girl panties on. Okay, you chose this. You need to take it and run with it. This is your journey you chose. You need to just go with it. It's gonna be fine. It all gets better, I promise. I didn't believe her. I really didn't. I thought, this is crazy. But needless to say, I can say from that point on, I came every day, waking up with a new perspective. And like, okay, I'm going to get this much water in. I'm going to get this much protein in. I'm going to do this, And doing that definitely helped. It's really, like I was telling some people tonight at the support group that I go and speak at, I said it is 100% a mind game. You have to go in this with a positive attitude. You have to know you can't compare your journey with other people. It's completely a mind game. And you got to just go with it. And you have to just keep your head up and say, you know what? Yeah, this sucks. But when I was this much weight, I was in pain every day. And I just got to keep moving. I did this because I want to be here for my kids and my husband for as long as I can. So that's what I did, and it did help a lot. And I ended up going and taking me and Dave took the girls to Disney World. And, originally I'm going to rent a scooter because we didn't want me to get dehydrated and, like, pass out again because it was so hot. And, no, I was fine. I made it through. I was like, I'm going to just drink all these waters, slowly but surely. My G2, keep drinking, sip, 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 sip. That's the big thing, is sip, 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 sip. And I was fine. I made it. And I was so proud of myself because that was like the turning point. Okay, Brooke, you have this. You can do this. And yeah, I'm just so thankful for her kicking me in my butt and all my friends and family being so supportive, like pushing me and saying, it's okay, Brooke. Like, they would listen to me bitch and complain, and they just were there for me. So with that, thank you guys. Like, you have no idea how much you mean to me. And but yeah, so that was like the first, I'd say, 2 months of my journey. And I hope I hope I've shed some light. I think the big thing is I learned from that, don't compare yourself to other people's journeys, because everyone's different. Your journey is going to be completely different than my journey, and you're going to handle certain things completely different than I handled it. Just stay positive, surround yourself by people that love you and want to see you succeed, and you are going to succeed. So with that, 20 minutes, holy crap. With that, I'm going to let y'all go. I don't want to hold you up any longer. But yeah, just keep it positive. Live every day as positive as you can. You have to. So, love y'all. Take care. And I'll try to make another video sooner than later. Toodles!